Hello, good evening, and welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode number 42, the web series in which we play Dungeons & Dragons and put it online for your entertainment. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll come away feeling extremely entertained. As always, our our artist is Christopher Rolls, who has done our awesome character art, such as the thing currently sitting behind Sam's head. In all the normal places you want to find links to his Facebook page where you can get commissions for him so you can have artwork done for yourself, and his DM's Guild products where you can buy things such as Izzy's slightly used airships. There is a cat, we have a cat from the start, we are good to go. Last week, you guys finished off the dungeon by having a long rest within the final hall, in a place of relative safety. One way in, one way out, brightly lit corridor. It's hard for things to sneak up on you. During his rest, Erebus had visions sent to him by the Raven Queen, in which he relived certain memories, and she asked various questions of him and made note of the responses that he gave, before saying that he'd been given a gift, and that she wishes for him to continue to do as he has been doing. When you guys came to after resting, you found that Erebus had returned to his normal young self. Yay. On the way out of the dungeon, Erebus left last and tested out the answer to the riddle you were given in the first room by touching one of the statues and discovering that the answer had been in front of you all along, and he missed out on the boon and bane that he could have had for the entire dungeon. But there we go. Small things. As you made your way back out into the fortress, you found that the Aasimar have got some of their drive back. They're a bit more. There's a bit more energy to them, and they were making preparations to leave the fortress and begin another journey across the island. Excuse me. Inray was in the process of patrolling between the main hall where the Aasimar were and the top of the staircase where you guys went down, and found you when you came up, and said that Fira was at the gatehouse if you wish to speak with her. As Erebus left the dungeon, the wall sealed behind him again, and Par checked, and it was complete. It was no longer hollow. It was a completely solid wall. You went to Fira at the gatehouse, who asked you what the plan was and what you were doing. You guys explained that you wanted to go investigate the rift a little more, so she told you about the passageway that led there, and the various undead who guard it. And then she said that she would wait here for a day for you to return, and otherwise would attempt to make the journey to the boat with or without you, on the basis that should the Aasimar remain on the island, they were probably all going to die anyway, so they might as well attempt getting off. You made your way up towards the tower. As you did so, you triggered various faded magic traps that had lost their power, and therefore were of little threat, and encountered an apparent recorded message telling you of where the pass led. When you got to the tower, you were able to see the rift. You did a little bit of interaction with the rift and the army of undead that was guarding it, the rank and file zombies and wights, which reacted upon approach to the tower. Unable to do much, you made your way back down the hill, encountering the voice and a message again, but discovering that it was in fact a what's the word? Broadcasted message, not a recorded message. And the person who created the rift was apparently just watching you the whole time because reasons. You get back to Fora. You made plans to escort the Aasimar across the island, and as you did so, the rift enlarged in size, causing a wave of nausea amongst all of you. And Valrona suddenly reappeared in a bit of a panic and saying that basically all of the warding crystals around the island had failed and been destroyed, and that they were going to reseal the island in a far stronger barrier, but it was a thing that would not allow anyone to enter or leave. You would have 5 days to get off the island before it was placed. You had some thoughts about whether you were going to contact the village of Bleakwick now or later, and decided you'd contact them later, organise the Aasimar, and began your descent of the Soulless Peaks. So, that's where we are. You have begun making your way down the Soulless Peaks. Now, if I remember, you guys were essentially putting the 27 or so, the 24, because the 3 in charge are a lot more efficient. Sort of in a big clump in the middle of you, and you're trying to space yourselves out around them. Are you forming like a sort of walking wall barricade around the group, or are you just sort of intermingling?
Yeah, we're on the outskirts of doing that. Yeah.
Cool. Which of you is taking point?
Shade and Eldran.
I was about to say if no one else is going to, then I will.
Cool. Fira is going to bring up the rear. She will act as rear guard to watch the back, and because she knows the names of every individual Aasimar, and so can keep an eye on getting them all moving when needed to. Inray is going into the middle of the group, so she is well placed to move to wherever she may be needed, being the sole cleric. And Uldra is halfway down. He'll be on the outside of the wall with you guys, probably on the right hand side. Everyone else is sort of scattered around. Does anyone particularly want to be in a spot?
I want to be at the back. I want to be stern guard.
Okay, cool. So you're in the back.
I think you're better off in the middle because you're not the quickest, so you can respond to threats from whichever direction faster. If you're stuck at the back, it's going to be 2 rounds for you to get to the front and then do anything effective. Whereas if you're in the middle, you can go wherever you're needed quicker. Because you're the one who's going to hold the attack up. Whatever's attacking us, you're the one who's actually going to be able to get in the way and put yourself in the way. That's why Eldran's at the front. If something comes at us from the front, Eldran does the same job there. Whereas if you're in the middle, if we attack from the sides or middle, we need you being you're the roving one. You're the one.
And what if we're attacked from the rear?
If you're in the middle, you can get to the rear in 1 round. And we got 2 people there already. We got Shamshir and Shamshir will raise the alert because he's got good wisdom.
Okay, fine. I'll go in the middle then.
Yeah.
Solid.
And then purple helix in the middle as well.
Purple helix. Yeah. Solid. Yeah, so you got Eldoran and Shade as front guard, and Shamshir and Fira as rear guard, and everyone else is just chilling in the middle, having a big old party.
Well, hopefully we're keeping an eye out, but yeah.
Either or. So, you begin making your way down the hill. You remember that the climb up. Well, I mean, first you go across the bridge with the through the, I forgot what it's called, but across the molten lava bridge across the, I've forgotten the word of
the lava flow.
Not the lava flow. The name
the drawbridge.
It's a drawbridge. It's the name of the building that goes there.
Yeah,
Whatever.
guardhouse, gatehouse.
It doesn't matter. You make your way over there, where you first encountered a dead Aasimar, and begin making the descent down. You remember the climb was difficult and tedious, because some of you gained exhaustion from it. However, fortunately, you are now going in the other direction, and whilst you won't be moving at the speed that you would probably like to move, it is not a tiresome climb. You are having to be a little bit more careful with your movement just because of the steepness of the slope and whatnot, which is slows down an already not very fast moving group of Aasimar as they carefully tread their way around.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor just in case. I've just thought I haven't actually cast it today.
Okay.
I have a question as well.
Yes.
The Sorrowsworn,
Yes.
for the information that we got from them, did we know what kind of creature they are? Like undead or whatever. I don't know if that was in it or not.
Let me just quickly open the file and have a read. Did I say what they were? It didn't specify, but it also separates them. The book itself separates them aside from the undead, so you can assume they're not undead.
Cool.
Because the author of the book made a point of stating, "I'm not going to cover all the various types of undead."
Cool. Knowing that, then I'll use my Hunter's Bane to be tracking fiends, and the off chance that it might be a fiend, if I know it's not undead, because I know we were looking for one as well on the way down, and we know there's one on the way down.
Yep.
So just in case it's moved, I want to be on the lookout,
I'd
be
say
tracking
it's probably monstrous.
Fiend,
Don't know
monster,
it, but-
demon.
Yeah. But I can only
I
do.
just looked it up.
I can only do Fey, Fiend, or Undead, and I know it's not Undead, and I'm pretty sure it's not Fey.
That's I think.
So,
Fey is the same.
Going to go
fair.
with Fiend. It might work. It may not work.
Does it have fairy wings?
I mean, you guys haven't seen one up close yet, so who knows?
Hey, it did turn. An Aasimar did turn into it.
It's
So
true. You
maybe-
did watch it have wings. It had wings, and then it didn't have wings.
But yeah,
It
I'm
had
going.
wings, it's an Aasimar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take the off chance and be tracking fiends in case it is.
Okay. Cool. Tracking fiends. Wonderful. I shall make a note of. Right. Sorry. So you start passing the various guard towers, or what remains of the guard towers, and the routes that lead to them. As you pass down, you do make your way past the guard tower, which you saw the Aasimar turn into the strange creature. Is anyone intending to have a look, or are you just going to push on past?
I said my part, but if there's any pressing time, which we assume there is, I wouldn't put everyone else at danger.
Well, no, yeah, I was up for helping you, so unless you wanna investigate with me,
It wouldn't be safe to do just us. It would be
yeah.
of all or none.
I want to have a look just in case it's still there and we don't get flanked by it when we take all the Aasimar past it.
And do we want to have a search party just to check ahead?
I'm not
And then if we don't see it immediately, we kind of rush through, try and get there as quickly as possible. If we do see it, we try and get rid of it before it can be a threat to others. Yes? No?
I like that.
Damn.
Right.
Are we waiting for you or are we keeping going?
I think we probably want to try and keep formation. Maybe.
How can
Because
we
we
keep
don't know-
information if you're all bouncing out to go and scout this thing? We're not taking everyone
Well,
down.
no,
We're taking
obviously-
everyone down the tower.
I'd say yeah, you lot stay where you are then.
Okay.
Because
So
also
we're going to split the party.
we should be like close-ish.
You bring the rear guard to the front. We just sort of establish a route through the buildings up ahead, so that if there's nothing that's apparent when we go through and probably make our presence known, because we want something to jump on us then, as opposed to after we've got everyone out. So if we can see a route through,
I don't know what you're talking about.
isn't it a building?
We're following. Yeah, but it's the guard tower. It's off the path.
Yeah, the guard tower. You have to go down another.
Oh, it's
route
off the
to go.
path. It's not the one straight ahead. That we're talking. Okay, then no, we just keep
Well,
going.
Liam's letting us know because the separate path, the side path that leads to the guard tower, we're passing it.
Yes.
So if we want to go to that guard tower and have a look
Yes.
for the Aasimar so you can harvest it, this is where you and whoever's going with you turns off and goes down that path.
Yes.
Now, Liam, if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
the guard towers are like if you follow the road round, we'll go past the bottom of the guard tower. There'll be a cliff,
Yes.
and then there'll be the guard tower above the cliff because that's where it shoots down onto this path that we're currently moving on.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I propose that me, Icarus, and Shade go to the tower because we are fast. We have enough resources to get the fuck out of there if we need to, and Icarus has to go because he's the one who needs to harvest this fucking thing.
And we'll
But
get
say, I'm
there.
not fast.
Well, yeah, but we're faster than you, and that means you die, so we're fine.
He's too fun to die. He won't die.
Yeah, you're too fun today. You've got comedy armor apparently, or whatever. We get to the
strong.
tower. When we get to the tower, Derek's got 100 foot of rope, and Shay can just jump off the cliff and be fine.
Yeah.
I can tie the rope on. You can climb down the rope, and then I can untie the rope and just climb down quite quickly.
I have slippers. I think I can just go.
Oh yeah,
down
you
as
can.
well.
Yeah, fine. You can just walk down the cliff. But it means that they can the party can carry on leading the Aasimar. We can do this little side quest, and then we can get back, and then we can rejoin them. We can rejoin them very quickly.
Okay, so if we do see it, do we go back and get help?
What if it's still alive and we see it?
Yes.
Was it alive or was it dead? I thought it was dead.
Oh, it was
We saw
alive.
it,
was
it fell
definitely
over, and that was it.
If it
We
was,
saw it
yes.
fall over.
You saw it fall over. You.
All
have
we
not
saw was
moved.
we saw it transform and it fell over, and that's it. So we don't know.
Where do we leave the Aasimar here and all go, or what? I think leaving the Aasimar alone is a sure way to get the Aasimar dead. But
Yep. I agree.
Icarus suddenly has this, I have to go and do this thing to save the world. And he won't explain his why, but apparently it's so important that he's willing to let other people die to do it. So
At what point did I say to save the world? And at what point did I say I'd want to put you guys at risk?
because you're talking about fucked up ley lines and shit. That's world-ending shit.
A bit more personal, but no, it's not. Well,
Oh, it's a personal thing. Then fuck you. If you want to go and do it by yourself. We're taking the Aasimar to the boat. Easy. That's done. Cool.
Everyone's overstating how important this thing is. It's not
If
your
it's
right
just
to
a
do to
personal
right
thing,
and wrong.
If it's just a personal thing that you want to do, is what's more important, the lives of these Aasimar that we're trying to save, or your personal thing?
I don't know. There's a really pissed off druid at the end of this.
I mean, there'll be a very pissed off druid at the end of this if I die, so balance those two things.
Why
Suppose
don't you try and persuade me to help you with this?
because my persuasion would mean that we'd have to bring everyone, and at this point, it's going to be the death of the Aasimar. This is a Sorrowsworn. You saw the book. You heard about what they are and how we have to take every precaution and take all our strengths to actually deal with one of these things. It's not.
Yes, which is why we're also helping guard these Aasimar from them. But you want to go and seek one out. I mean, these Sorrowsworn things, they're gonna attack us anyway, aren't they? More than likely. Why go looking for trouble when trouble's going to find us?
It's just the idea of being able to take one out whilst it's secluded, whilst we won't be interrupted by another, and whilst we're on a path where we didn't actually encounter any trouble on the way.
No,
Why
you
would
did
you
not.
say that? Why would you say that?
No, you did not.
Absolutely jinxing this thing, aren't you?
No, we
Okay,
did encounter trouble. We just ignored it.
On this mountain pass.
Well, yeah, we went past this and just walked on.
That's quite fair, actually. Yeah.
He's got a point.
And then we met the guy who was dying in the tower, and we didn't really do anything there either. We just kept going as well.
Wait, isn't that the trouble you're on about?
No, there's 2 towers. There was one where Sorrowsworn, and there was the one with the dying Aasimar, that just died Aasimar.
Just recently dead
Investigate
Aasimar.
Dead Aasimar.
Recently dead.
I thought
Yeah,
that was
the
like the
recently dead
gatehousey
one,
bit.
that's right.
Yeah, it was the Barbican.
Hmm.
I found
Yeah, in the Barbarella. Yeah.
Yeah, the Barbarella.
The Barbarellican. But yes.
Icarus,
so
why didn't you tell us about this on the way up when it was just us and there was a Sorrowsworn which we saw collapse to the ground?
Because I
Why
was
didn't you tell us
exhausted.
then?
I was exhausted.
Yeah, but we
Yeah, but
weren't.
no one else was.
I was.
Well, Shade was,
Alright.
but he was dragging his old man balls at the mountain.
Shade was exhausted.
The rest of us weren't, and we could have dealt with that. Now we've got like 20 other people that we're trying to keep alive who are also fucked. You're
I was
gonna
already
have
down to
do this
20.
one
What the
on
fuck
your
just
own.
happened? Where does the 4 go?
Oh, rocks fell, so the asthma died.
Oh man.
Just damn rocks.
Depending on how we want to do it, I could cast Polymorph on someone and they could fly off to scout around. So they could look for this Sorrowsworn or see if there's any trouble further down the mountain that we might run into from above before we get down that far.
How long does it last?
An hour.
Isn't that one of your big spells though? It's quite a big
Level
spell. right?
4, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's my only level 4.
We've got all day, and this isn't,
Well, hang on, we're
Yeah.
level. You're level 8 as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got 2 level 4 spells.
I'm not against that idea actually. I quite like that.
Always
Allows
just
us
use
to
pass
progress
without
quickly through
trace.
this next part.
Well, I'm staying here. You can go search tower if you want to go search tower.
if you actually just said it's personal. I mean, there are personal things I want to do as well, but this is called the greater good. It's called saving the Aasimar. This is what heroes do. You put your personal shit to one side and you do what has to be done.
As I've said, I don't want to see them to any harm. I don't want to put them into further danger. So
Well, then let's not go and piss off
Let's
the
not do it
Sorrowsworn
then.
by trying to take out its whatever eyeball or whatever it is you need. So let's
Yeah.
carry on, shall we?
we'll
the
find
boat.
other opportunities
The
with
ship,
how this
sorry.
is going.
So, you're carrying on?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see if you
All
can
that.
get. We'll see if you can get your Sorrowsworn at the gift shop on the way out.
Please come
Just the
again.
left testicle he wants.
Oh wait, sorry, no, we're closing in 5 days. You won't be able to return.
In
Necessarily.
case it needs to be stated, I am currently doing perception to look out for any trouble we might run into.
What direction?
No, just use your passive. Just use passive. Run over this. Just use your passive. It's fine. Don't ask to the check. Just do your passive.
And I do have everyone's passive noted, so I can quickly look up passive. That's why I asked for.
Yeah, we've got Shade just going beep beep. We got Shade Dar up. Shade Dar's working.
There's radar back.
It's Radar's back.
Yeah, I'm just making it up.
I guess on the way down. Wait, Shade, are you next to me or are you at the front?
I'm at the front.
He's at the front. I mean, you could be sort of close to him.
Why Shade's at the front? Because he's got really good passive perception.
I can quite easily get
yeah,
to the
we'll
back.
keep going.
Okay, you carry on going. There we go.
I mean, while we're travelling, Icarus, and while nothing else is happening, and we're just standing here, as the DM so eloquently put it, partying in the middle of the group. If you'd like to explain to me and Pa and Aegis and this Aasimar guy whose name I've forgotten,
Ulra.
what is it? Ulra.
Uh-huh.
Which one's that? Oh,
He
that's
carries
the
a
dude,
spear.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he carries a spear.
If you want to explain to us a bit more about what's going on, why you need these things, what's happening, then possibly in the future we'd be more inclined to help you when you have this thing, if we know what's going on.
Well, it's all very unfortunate and embarrassing, and I'm afraid it will take absolutely ages to get through.
We've got 5 days to get to the boat, dear. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I can tell you stories if you want, but I don't think they're as important right now as the story you have to tell.
Well, it started after the war, really. I mean, everyone I knew had pretty much died. So I spent my time travelling and ended up in this rather interesting forest. It's inhabited by a single druid who watched over it, but he seemed to tolerate me being around. Eventually, there was reason for me to stay in this forest, though, because it had a strange library in the middle. Oh, you wouldn't have thought in the middle of this forest, just this library that seemed to have quite old roots to it. I imagine it was elven.
Literal
And-
roots?
Yeah.
Given it was a droid?
It was a bit overgrown. But these books, they're fantastic. I'd never seen things like them anywhere else. And as one would do, I started trying to find out what a lot of them contained. A few of them had some rather interesting rituals. They didn't do any good, they didn't do any harm. They just had a variety of things in them, and there was one in particular which I tried out, and it went slightly awry.
Uh-huh.
So the ritual kind of took over. I was no longer in control after starting it. And as a result, I could see forever. I could see the ley lines of the earth. I could see the magic flowing through the ground as it was dragging on. As far as possible to see. And eventually, after managing to pull myself out of it, the library had somewhat been consumed along with a large section of the forest. The druid wasn't happy. I left rather quickly after apologising and swear I'd make amends. And I sought to begin researching ley lines and found eventually my studies drew the attention of the helix.
Wouldn't it have made more sense just to plant a new forest?
Yeah, druids, it was his forest, it's not really mine. It's kind of difficult to replace knowledge.
Can we go back to the consumed part? Consumed by the ritual? Consumed by a ley line? Consumed by something else you unleashed?
All of the above?
Ah, clarity, my old friend.
I used to think your biggest problem was that your magic occasionally just made you do wild things like blow bubbles out your mouth and stuff and grow a feather beard, but no, it turns out your main problem is you're an idiot.
It's terrible. Desecration of knowledge is just the worst thing in the world, and it's embarrassing. That's why I don't really want to bring it up.
When did you do this?
A couple of months before I met all of you, really.
Is
So
there
what
any
does
chance
the
of an angry
Sorrows-
druid arriving to Hermas looking for you?
No, he likes to stay in his forest.
What
Left
forest?
of it, yeah.
Oh, it's a while away. You've probably never been there.
And so what part does the Sorrowsworn's internal organ play in this whole debacle?
Well, after a lot of research, I haven't found the same ritual. Those books are irreplaceable, and wanting to get a lot of it back. But there are similar rituals. There are other ways of channeling through the ley lines, and they have these very strange and particular needs. As I've said, I require a variety of items for them, but I'll never be able to. I'll never be able to find a lot of them through standard needs, and the Sorrowsworn is probably one of the hardest to find.
So you need these bits, you need these elements for a ritual.
Yes.
What will the
Despite your
ritual do?
previous experience with rituals, you want to do a ritual to undo the ritual that went wrong.
Yes.
You don't see a flaw in this plan.
No.
More competent at rituals now?
Yes.
Well, clearly he's had experience.
Yeah,
A few
the
days
last
ago, he
experience
cast a
is
spell and he
blowing
started
up a
blue
forest.
bubbles for a minute.
Only once, and yeah, my trouble. Only twice. No, it's not going to happen.
Icarus.
Yes.
Um,
The
do
front, you
know-
can't hear this.
Eldrad's been talking.
Yeah, so was Eldoran, so I made it. Yeah, I guess.
Right,
I
you're
knew
at the
it.
front as
Shader at
well.
the front.
Hey man, I'm observant. I can hear and see shit. Yeah.
Well, the marching order was Shade and me at the front, so
Things just sort of merged backwards as they go. Hey,
Yeah,
what the
sure.
hell is
I'm pretty
this
sure all the Aasimar are listening with them just going
Yeah.
as well. Right,
You know, probably.
One of them's
Yeah.
turning at the back.
Fear is
Do you,
questioning our life choices to make this journey with you guys
Yeah.
right now.
They're like, oh god,
Hey.
he's protecting us. Oh god.
We're their only choice.
Icarus the Forest Slayer. Okay.
Have I killed any of you?
No.
Not yet.
Do you
Yeah.
know a halfling priestess of Ioun?
I do.
Well, I think to try and get everyone on board with what you're saying, we might need to speak with her because she seems to see good faith in you. Hence why we're part of this group.
I'm looking over my notes. Are you sure it's a female whole thing?
There
Yeah.
was you. It was your the at the. At the
You were
temple
recommended
that
by
you
her.
Worked at in Ioun. It's the reason for. There was you should have two. You muted yourself.
I have multiple halflings. I was looking at the wrong one.
Yes. Yes, you were.
What, you're keeping halflings as slaves now? Are they like pop funks to you?
What?
But
Formal protest.
I recommend.
Shut up, Pop Funk.
Sustained.
I recommend seeking her out. Do you have
Um,
contact with her still?
Well, she was my previous employer. Seraphina we're on about, yes?
I don't know the name. I just know who you were recommended by to this group.
She was the curator at the library.
Yes.
I think that she might back up your cause more as to why you want to fix this.
Who from the Helix recruited you?
I think I was referred. God, Liam.
Hang on.
Was it West Littlefoot? Other halfling.
No, because that I believe. Sorry, bear with. I've got to find my breakdown of things.
Liam needs to randomly select a name from a list.
No, I need to find my list of Purple Helix members. There we go.
And then randomly select it.
Yeah, I have the list.
Oh,
here,
no,
but
no,
it
it's
doesn't
not.
actually say who was referred by.
Yeah, I don't think you have someone that you were referred by. What do you? If I remember correctly.
I don't have anyone marked as a
Nope.
reference.
That's
Are you apprenticed to anyone at this time?
Nope.
Oh, I'm freelance.
Yeah.
Apparently.
You were referred by Anbera Balduck, a Hildewolf. She is one of the library wardens. So in terms of hierarchy in the Purple Helix, she's third from the top. one of the third from the top.
She's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Just added that to my notes.
You mentioned her name just there, sorry, Andrew, when you said about the curator of the library.
Anbera Baldirk.
Oh, that is also her though, or who also referred you, yeah?
No. She's a member of the Purple Helix.
Yeah, who was the one that you said was the curator of the library then? Because you said her name just then.
That was Seraphina Jamjar. It's not. I didn't name this person. It was
I know.
Liam.
Seraphina.
Seraphina Jamjar.
It's halfling names, man. Halfling surnames are a little.
That's amazing. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you know Darek's surname, right?
Yeah, it's
High grass. Yeah.
big wallet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So adding that to notes as well. But yes, I believe in what you say anyway, but it might help others.
Believe me, if I was making up a story, I'd make up something far better and far less embarrassing. I mean, God, this is a basic act of terrorism on knowledge. It's awful. Barbaric.
Well, at least you did it by accident and not deliberately.
I feel that the more we know about each other, the stronger we become. The more trusting as well.
So I hope you all trust me for far more knowing what I did.
Well, I'm
Well,
definitely
yeah,
keeping
but-
the scrolls away from you.
One
Yeah.
night I turned into a tiger and came back with blood on me.
And for the last week, you've been old.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah, but that's just basic god bothering stuff. That's part of the course. This thing you've done is self-inflicted
Good
magical
thing I
damage.
don't bother with the divines. God, things would be awful then.
Well, you sound like you follow Ioun.
Hell no. I resent all of that sort of stuff. I'm
You
quite
want, to
honest with
protect, you want to protect and preserve knowledge, but you don't follow Ioun, and you resent Ioun.
It's more a resentment of religion and the divines as a thing because of the events that have partaken during the war and all that.
The paladin would like to know your location.
Paladin can stay at the
10
front. thank
feet
you.
behind you.
What happened to you during the war that caused you to feel like this?
Had no elves. No. Sure.
Okay.
Someone's got a microphone going on. Anyway, far down the hill are we?
How far down the hill? You carried on walking. You passed the point where the tower where you saw the Sorrowsworn. It is no longer there, as far as you are aware. You remember
the tower.
the guard towers. You passed down the base of the cliff.
And the tower's gone.
No, the tower's there. Sorry, the Sorrowsworn is no longer
Oh,
there.
right. Yep. Sorry. No, that's my fail. Sorry.
Yeah. Remember the journey up took about an hour to climb. At this point, this was quite near the top. It's taken you. I mean, you did stop and dawdle for a bit, but it's taking you sort of 20 to 30 minutes to get just to this point. Excuse me, sorry. But you continue making the journey. Overall, the climb down takes you a total of an hour and a half. It takes a little bit longer just to get down to the bottom. And you find yourself stepping out into the foothills of the Soulless Peaks, looking out across the sort of barren wasteland's the wrong word, the hills behind, before you, the rocks and whatnot, and you are aware immediately of two things, because both
Death and destruction.
both are two different types of sound. Both are coming from the same direction, be to your left, which is the direction of Blightfall. You can hear the sounds of frenzied drum beating and some sort of insensical chanting.
And that's to
That's
our
not at all disturbing.
left.
That's to your left. That's coming from the direction of Blightfall.
It's going to our left so that left is north right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, ish. Yes.
So, other way?
How far down the hill is Blightfall? Like, are we talking hundreds and hundreds of feet, or what? If we went straight over the edge of the cliff, how far down is Blightfall?
Yeah, you're at the base of the Solace Peaks
At the
now.
base. Okay.
Yeah, you're at the base of the Solace Peaks. You would have to go through the foothills. You do know a route to get there because you accidentally stumbled upon it previously when making your way through the foothills. Which is the other thing, you do know your way through those foothills at that particular point. But you do also know that if you were to go there, you are definitely going closer to Blightfall. So you can head in a different direction, but the foothills of the Solace Peaks are full of various gullies and ravines and valleys and the like, and there is a chance of you getting lost and wandering across things. So do you want to take the routes that you know that takes you closer to Blightfall, or
Nope.
do you want to try and find a new route through the foothills?
Option B, please.
Would we be able to get a vantage point by retracing our steps slightly and looking out over the hills? Seeing as
no,
Wait.
because the pass itself was hidden until you came to the bottom of it.
Okay, so there's no point where we can look out over the surrounding area from elevation.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Let's not go near the drumming and chanting craziness.
We can use the noise as a reference point of not that direction.
Okay.
Andrew, your character can levitate directly upwards and downwards, can't they?
No.
Huh?
It's your character. I could only do that because of magical mishappery.
Oh, okay, sorry, must be thinking of something else then.
You were thinking of a previous character.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Or something.
Also, when you first arrived here, I believe, if I remember correctly, you surged.
Use levitate.
You surged and got levitate, so you just levitated up to look at the island. Accidentally got a wild magic surge.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Again,
okay.
I could do the flying to see if I can find a direct route, or send someone who can also fly. Whereas someone else who can remember it better to fly and get the route, aka Shamshir, because I think he's got very good survival. At least he was one who led us
If we
through
send him flying and he gets seen, then he can't come back to the group because he's going to get hunted down.
You could also use invisibility on him.
Yeah, I could, but then I wouldn't have it for me or anyone else. Or we can just head away from the big noises. Shade can pass without a trace, and we can work our way through the hills and get gone.
Yeah, if that's what we want to do, we can do that then.
Okay, so your plan is to move away, use pass without trace. What's past 30-foot radius? Yeah, you can. To get everyone in it, including all the Aasimar, you're going to have to bunch very close together.
Group hug time.
Group hug time.
Cool.
Icarus, just don't fireball.
I don't have fireball. How big's the total group anyway with all of us?
So there are 27 Aasimar and there are 7 of you, so it's a group of 34 individuals.
That's
You can't kill us all.
hard.
You'll kill most of us. just not all of us.
Plus,
Yeah.
Well, 36 and a half.
plus a warhorse. Plus, we have a warhorse.
Oh, plus a warhorse. Yeah.
Plus warhorse, yeah.
That's who's got about the horse.
Yeah, but we can put people on the horse. It actually saves room, technically.
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah, technically. Okay. Who is going to attempt to lead the way through the
Shamshir.
foothills?
Shamshir.
Shamshir?
Yeah, someone that can navigate.
I can take a punt at it myself.
Yeah, do we Deus Ex Shamshir it, or do we
Because it's whoever led us here
Shamshir?
should be able to lead us back.
Shamshir led the way here. He did have help from Erebus because Erebus was using his radar, his blip, to guide through the foothills. He's now going to be
Then-
going completely blind.
The two of them,
So,
assumedly, remember point of reference. You just sort of turn around and go, "Oh yeah, it was taking me this way before."
I'd counter we're
Maybe.
not completely blind because the thing we're heading away from is the
That's
noise
fair.
behind us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We still have a reference
Of
point.
reference.
Yeah, you do still have a point of reference. This is true. You don't know where you're going to come out the other side, but you do have a point of reference for not to go near.
hmm
Uh-huh. Okay. So, Shamshir will move to the front then. Pa, did you say your
Did I say what?
are you moving up to help with navigation?
Yeah, I can either help or do my own roll because I have a +4, so I'm not fussed either way.
So
watch Shamshir's bonus.
+6.
There you go. I'll help him then.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Okay, so that's reorganizing the group a bit. Because you're losing a rear guard and a middle guard to go to the front guard. So are the two fronts staying at the front, or the two fronts moving location?
I'd say Eldran to the middle, and I'll go to the back.
Yeah? Well, I think Erebus was at the front, and Erebus could go back.
Well,
Actually, no, we need Erebus passive at the front
That's fair.
in case we walk into shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Did we also
why
say
he's at
that
the
they-
front.
potentially get everyone in there past without trace or not.
Well, just to
Oh,
get
yeah,
everyone
no,
on
you gotta be
past
in the middle,
separation,
yeah.
you've gotta
I'd have to be in the
middle,
middle.
fair.
If that's
Yeah.
like emergency, I'd have to be in the middle. Just instantly do it.
Okay, yep.
hmm
Okay, so we're having Pa Shamshir move to the front. Eldoran and Erebus are moving to the middle, and Darek is moving to the back.
Yep. How
Cool.
can this go wrong?
The good thing is, Darek, you're now next to Fira, who's pretty hardcore in general.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Shamshir rolling with help, or Pa, are you making a roll yourself?
I will help.
You will help. Wonderful. I shall roll a survival check for Shamshir with advantage. Okay, cool. So, making a note of where the sound is, and the fact you want to head away from the sound. Shamshir looks across the various gullies that lie before you and the various openings through the foothills, assuming you guys are once again sticking to below the hills rather than over the top of the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did that before when there was no noise, now you're definitely doing it. He has a look around, he picks an entrance that he thinks is going to lead to a way. He finds some sort of path or trails that are entering and coming in and out, and begins to lead the way. You make your way down through the foothills. Shamshir just guides you around the bases, avoiding various dead ends, etc., and the like, avoiding the noises. We'll have him do another roll. Cool, you fucking smashed that one. Wonderful. continuously, he is doing all he can to basically keep pushing further and further south, just to get as far away from the noise as possible. Interesting thing though, as you've sort of entered the foothills and are moving around, the sound doesn't seem to be quietening. I did say it right the first time. It sounded wrong when I said it. Quietening in any shape or form. It's not getting louder. It's not getting. You're not sure if it's getting closer or what, but it doesn't. It's not getting any more quiet. So. Yeah. He will make one more roll and see what he gets, and smashes that one as well. Wonderful. So, Shamshir successfully leads you through the various foothills. Did you want to head as far to the south as you could through the foothills, or?
Yeah, just away from the noise.
Yeah, just a safe distance away, really.
That's fine. So he basically is aiming for the southeastern corner, just so that you can stay at a point where you don't have to go too directly around Nagba's Curse to get back to Jack's boat.
Are we going to stop in the same general area to rest again? Because we stopped just as we arrived to last time, didn't we? On the edge of the...
We need to work out how fast we're moving so we can plan and we can use the map to find good rest points for them as we're going along, because stopping somewhere safe is going to be really important.
Yep.
But right now we just got to get away from that noise. I don't give a shit about anything else, to be honest with
you. Yeah. In terms of looking for safe places, if you were to head basically from the Solus Peaks, the foothills of the Solus Peaks, and straight into the foothills of Nagba's Curse, and just go almost directly country, you probably could find a cave again in those foothills. Put a little bit of distance between you. Obviously, you can attempt to find a cave or some sort of cave system within the foothills once again, and stay there of the Solus Peaks. But that would put you very close to Blightfall and the sounds thereof.
I think we want to get away more than we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. It doesn't take you... I mean, getting out of the foothills, I think previously it took you like an hour or so, hour and a half, something like that. It does take a total of 4 hours with moving carefully and trying to keeping the Aasimar going and moving around the various obstacles and whatnot. And the whole time, that sound doesn't stop. It doesn't get any louder or any closer, but it definitely does not at any point stop. And then when you reach the point where Shamshir breaks through and you are standing not necessarily pushing through, you are able to see past the foothills and see a bit more flat land. You see some of the forests and whatnot that scatter the land. You become aware of more things because you hear additional sounds, more low moaning, grunting sounds like and as you sort of look out past the foothills, heading towards the sound is sort of just out and away from where you look is hordes of undead just wandering across the island.
Oh, wonderful, I heard.
And they are just meandering towards the sound. Some of them, where you're standing at the gully, do wander past the sort of valley that you're standing in and definitely seem to notice you, but just keep on going.
Oh, okay.
That's not natural.
Oh, let's just wait here and watch them all go past then.
I don't think we need to wait here. We can just keep going.
I don't want to get too close just in case they take a swipe at us.
What was that, Jordan?
How far into the distance can we see them? As far as we can see.
As far as you can see, which admittedly is not very far.
Because yeah, if it looks like it's going to take hours, then we can't really sit around and wait. We've got to risk walking through them. But if
Twilight Island, so...
Oh, guys, I just saw something so funny. We can just Shaun of the Dead it.
Okay, but try convincing the rest of them that.
I think we've got more chance of Darek going out there and like getting loads of them distracted by getting to do the thriller dance behind me. You have actually, well, then we will have successfully pulling off the fact we're all undead.
Doing that, the boat's now called the Winchester.
You got
I
red
mean,
on
I'm not sure how good celestial war horses are at being impressions of undead. Do you know what I mean? It might be a bit of a giveaway. this faintly glowing celestial stallion.
Well, we do have to kill someone
Like a
along
zombie.
the way, so the horse is going to end up being killed, I'm afraid.
The horse's bait.
He is Phil, I think it's called.
So are you just gonna, as you've just been watching, it's just the number has just kept on walking past.
Okay, Derek's going to say, I want to test something.
What
What's
is
your
it?
science?
You guys stay here. Derek's going to start just walking out into the stream of undead. Just the passing undead.
He's dead.
You step your way out. As you step out, some of them do sort of, the ones that are going past do sort of turn to look at you, but carry on walking. The ones that are on the other side of you from the sound also look at you. How close are you getting to them? Are you trying to just stay moving around them?
Yeah, I'm not going to get close. I just want to see it. Did they start moving towards me? They change direction.
They slightly. There is a slight adjustment to their direction, but it's not major. It's sort of those within a sort of like 20 or so that get within like sort of 20 or so feet of you starts trying to move towards you, but for the most part it's not much movement. Most of what they're doing continues them in a straight line. So sort of if they were on a map, they sort of move maybe 10 feet in whilst continue to go forwards.
So if I start moving around, I can create patches of space. If I move correctly, I can create space away from where I am.
Yes, to an extent, yeah.
Formations of a plan occurring.
See where you're going.
I skip and hop and jump my way back to the group. I've got an idea. Me and Shade are going to go first, and we're going to go one to each side, and we're going to distract the undead, make the undead move towards us a bit, get their attention, get their focus, and then you guys with the group are just going to go through the gap that we create. And so me and Shade might occasionally get tagged here and there if we get too close, but it means that you guys in the Aasimar are nowhere near any undead because we're creating a hole for you to move through this crowd. I think rather than just us trying to batter our way through, because I think that's the best plan. What do you guys think? Or should I just tell you it's an order and make you do it?
It has a foundation in logic, and I'm willing to test it.
Say we have Shade use Pass Without a Trace to try and isolate us more within the crowd, so that even the ones around us won't then try to curve back towards the group.
That doesn't work because it only.
They'll still see
us.
Yeah, it's only for tracks and stuff.
Yeah, we're not invisible.
Yeah, it doesn't make you invisible. It just makes it easier for you to hide. But
Yeah,
there's nothing.
I was thinking that stealth roll, but to be fair, we are normally walking through zombies.
They're gonna see us.
Yeah,
So the
they're looking.
that could work with this, but we're walking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it won't help in this particular scenario.
No.
When they turned to look, did they just keep walking? They didn't stop walking.
They didn't stop walking.
No, I just changed their direction slightly towards me, but once they got past me, they then just straightened up and carried on towards the noise.
And yeah, I think we're fine so long as we just keep going the opposite direction to them.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to risk it yet. Obviously, we don't want to make noise and stuff. But if it gets really desperate, I can start playing my flute to distract them more.
And the Pied Piper.
Zombies.
In Ray, joins your discussions. If we need distraction, I can create a large amount of light in a place that's some distance away from us.
How far? Actually, if we set one of the zombies on fire and it kept walking,
What?
Oh yeah, I can do that now.
Light and noise. Light and noise. We've been through this. Light and
I mean,
noise
it would-
are bad.
It would make
But-
both of those things, but
it's the similar thing, but instead of it just being light far away, we have fire far away, so it actually kills them as well. Just putting
And
the
whatever
idea
else
Far-
it
not
attracts
far-
is going
far
over
away.
there instead.
Not far away enough.
the zombies are going to keep walking, it will keep getting further away.
They're
it's
already
on
distracted.
fire. I don't think it'll walk very far.
Guys, they're already distracted. They already don't care about us. I'm just saying
Yeah.
this process that I'm suggesting just makes it easier to navigate through them. Because our priority is getting the Aasimar to the boat. Remember? We all agreed on this? We talked about this at length.
I'm with you. I
I feel like I
think
keep having
this
to
is the way
repeat this
forward.
conversation point every 5 minutes with you guys. It's starting to get a bit on my proverbials. I really need a cup of tea, but for the greater good, we're carrying on. That's how much of a hero I'm being right now. I'm forgoing my tea break. Let's all make similar sacrifices and crack on, shall we?
Yep, go for it. You two go off. and do
Shamshir
the
agrees to
flanks
speak.
and we'll
Excellent.
go.
That's quorum. Let's go.
Right. So, Darek and Erebus are going to attempt to cause waves and pulls throughout the zombie horde.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure Shade's the right choice. I picked Shade because he's good at killing undead and he's fast, so he can get away from if he calls it.
No, it probably is the
Opens it
best
up.
choice. Probably is the best choice.
Yeah, I think you're the yeah, but I mean, hopefully Derek's going to be using his like mastermind tactician mind to like just maneuver things away and stay safe. But and I've got a bonus action disengage if I get really stuck.
And
If I
same
get-
with the key
Yeah.
point. So yeah.
Because you guys are going out in Ray, will cast a spell on. I say that. Let me just double check because it's not concentration. It's not. She'll cast a spell on both of you, saying this is something to help you move more freely. So she will cast freedom of movement on both of you.
What does that do?
We can't be restrained by anything.
Ooh.
You can't be restrained. You're unaffected by difficult terrain. You can't be restrained or paralyzed by spells and other magical effects, nor have your speed reduced. Non-magical restraints can still affect you, but you only have to spend 5 feet of movement to get out of it.
Ow.
Yep. So even if you get grabbed by a bunch of zombies, you're just going to be able to be like, bye.
That's cool.
I'm not sure Derek's that quite greased up. Go, but you know, yeah.
You
sure.
are under freedom of movement.
You just she.
So we have a greased up halfling.
New game.
Ute him.
Now you can do halfling curling.
There's the other name for freedom of movement. It's just called Ultimate Lube. Just Ultimate Lube.
Ultimate loop. Okay, so essentially what you're going to do is you're going to attempt to study movements and make little pulls of directions to try and pull as many things away as you can to allow the group to continue moving.
Try and create a channel for the Aasimar to get through. Yeah,
We're
Yep.
doing
Passing the
Moses.
seas of zombie.
yeah. It's a bit Moses. It's a bit of a
Definitely.
self-sacrificing Moses play where Moses has to dive into the sea in order to get it to path other people. Yeah.
What are the rest of you going to do?
Wait until there's a large enough gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure that the Aasimar are safe.
Okay, so you're just maintaining your same formation?
Yeah, because we've only taken one person from the front and one person from the side.
We want to narrow the formation somewhat and try and worm our way forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, a thinner column is probably not a terrible plan.
So, when attracting the undead, they only it's only within like a sort of 20 or so foot radius that they start moving in. So even that you can create space, but there's going to be a point at which, if you make it too long, the space that Darek and Erebus create is not going to affect people at the back.
Is there enough space for us to get everyone in it?
Potentially.
Then we wait until there's enough space to get everyone in it and cram everyone in it.
Quick question: what isn't one of the Aasimar a cleric?
Yeah, Inray.
Doesn't she have turn undead?
She's not that kind of. No,
I
because
thought all
she's
clerics
not.
got that as a basic ability.
No, because she's not a cleric.
Oh,
She's a priest.
damn it! I thought you said she was a cleric.
Well, yeah, because it's easier to say that, but she's the NPC cleric, which don't have turn undead.
Like the thought, though.
My last character, he was a fighter, but he was actually a warlock. You know?
Yeah. Also, turn undead is very bright,
Oh,
and there's many undead here.
Yeah,
Everyone away.
turn undead is just going to piss the entire field off, and we're going to get mobbed in very quickly.
I thought I'd ask because it could have worked, maybe.
Okay.
Doesn't happen.
Fira, Aura, and Inray all move so that they are on the side that the zombies are walking towards. So that should anything reach the group, it hits them rather than the other Aasimar.
I'll be on that side as well.
They are creating a barricade of flesh. Literally
Meat
using their bodies.
shield.
Yeah, I'll help out with that.
Can I try and make a sort of performance check to be more distracting and more enticing to the zombies to try and get them to come towards me
Wiggle
more?
your butt at the zombies.
Part of the zombies up. So what I'll do is I want you to make
Performance?
investigation. Yeah, investigation roll. Make an investigation roll just to
Oh god, I'm really good at them.
yeah.
Oh, okay. 21.
Yeah, I mean, you get a sense of sort of how the zombies are moving and where they're moving to and from, and sort of the maximum distance you can drag things around. And there is also, with a little bit of experimenting, you discover if you walk closer to them as they're making their way towards you and then back up, they will follow you for a longer distance.
Okay.
So you do come up with a method in which you're actually able to sort of drag behind you this horde of zombies in the direction until they filter off and go somewhere else because they end up going past you because they have to.
Yeah, you're playing follow the leader.
Yeah.
Well, we have to get close enough to trigger their proximity sensors, so then they switch from following the drums to following us.
Yeah.
But from that point, I can then drag them wherever I want. Okay.
Yeah, to an extent. Eventually, they will, unless you continue going towards the drums, they will wander off. But yeah, cool. Then yeah, make a performance check. Are you trying to distract by movement, or are you attempting to use a little bit of extra noise, or?
Both. Yeah, I'm considering I've got Pass Without Trace on. It's the perfect time to break out the hammer pants and do the MC Hammer. You can't touch this dance. while humming the tune under my breath.
Wonderful. Go ahead and make a performance check then.
I can re-roll that. It's also a 21.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I don't get advantage for actor. No, I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm just being me. Oh, damn it.
Okay, with a 21, you make a little bit of extra noise where you sort of increase the radius at which you attract the attention of zombies. Has a slight downside, and the ones that were closer spend a little bit more time moving towards you rather than towards the drums.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna get if I can to keep this up, I'm gonna get tagged more often. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I've got that's fine.
Yeah. You create your space and start moving around. Erebus, you move with. Are you doing anything, Erebus, to try and drag over more things? Attempt anything, or you literally just gonna follow what Darek says to do and do it?
Mm-hmm.
And Erebus is literally there as Darek's bodyguard to kill undead should they get too close and become too much of a problem.
Oh, I thought he was on the other side. I thought he was on the other side.
Oh, is he going at the back of the party?
Well, no, I thought I was like to the front and left. I thought he was the front and right. As the zombies attracted to us, the zombies would then get. If we're here,
okay, yeah,
the zombies get attracted to us, and that opens a path for them to move down. That was my thinking. I'm sorry I didn't explain that correctly.
Yeah, that's what I thought you.
That's what I thought you said as well.
Okay.
But I'm not doing anything else. I'm just mirroring.
Okay, so you pass. Are you casting Pass Without Trace?
No, not really, because they can see me.
That's fair. Cool.
And it only gets me, so it feels like a big waste.
Can Shamshir cast it?
I don't believe so. No, he can't. Because the other person who could cast it was the other Shadkai.
Oh yeah, and they've bounced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you begin making your way across. The two of you attract the attention and get a decent-sized mob following along behind you. Decent-sized mob relative to the size of the two of you. A very small drop in the ocean compared to the numbers walking past. But in doing so, you do create a gap wherein the rest of the group can begin making their way through. I assume when that gap appears, the others, you start ushering yourselves forward, you start pushing the Aasimar, you get them to begin making their way through the Horde, which they are not happy about.
Yes. I am also not happy about this, so I understand their position.
Yeah. Wonderful.
I'm not sure any of us are really happy about this, to be honest.
Well, if one gets too close, you can just bop on
Walking through a horde of undead.
head.
Yeah. Okay.
Just have a little vent. Have a little vent on one that gets too close.
No!
Be
Bad
dead.
zombie. Bad. Stay.
Bad zombie. Don't do that.
No touchy.
No touchy.
Looky,
No
no
touch.
touchy.
Oh, I'm not fast food.
No, you're very slow food.
Hey. Okay. So you guys begin making your way across. As you do so, you are once again aware of the presence of the rift behind you, and there is. You couldn't quite see it before, but even if you glance up, there is more of those arcs of the sort of purple lightning type thing coming out of it. There's definitely far more activity, and you also notice it is not striking a dome anymore. So the arcs are not all going upwards; they are going in every direction. So parts of it.
Hooray! We tried to make things better and we made it worse again. Yay!
Why did someone have to antagonize the main arch villain?
Yeah, Pa.
As you guys continue making your way across, you do notice a very there is. Oh, actually, it would also no. It's not raining. It's not raining. That's a weird thing about what is going on. There is no rain. There are still thunderclouds and storm clouds above you, but you are not feeling rain.
I didn't think it rained at all while we were here.
Hmm?
I didn't know it rained at all while we were here.
No, but there was a barrier up there before.
Oh, it's still no rain then.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But it is raining around the island. Because you came through the rain in the storms.
Mildly worrying, but yes.
Yeah. And any of you who will be looking around and keeping an eye on things, a particular flash of lightning up in the storm clouds above, you see a rather large winged creature flapping. It's it's obviously everything is monochrome at the moment, but there is still a darkness to it. It is not easy, even with the light sort of flashing behind it. Parts of it are not visible. Parts of it is seen through. But you see two wings. You see a long reptilian neck, a long reptilian tail, and 4 feet with claws. And it is just flapping in the air above you. Appears to be looking at you, but it isn't doing anything.
How far up is it?
It's way up, like almost at the storm cloud. So it's a good like
Several hundred feet.
yeah. It's very very high up.
I would like to proclaim that I do not need that one's eyes. That one's eyes are too big. We should not. No, it's not.
Good. Don't look at it and let's
You
just
sure
keep
don't need
going.
a tooth?
Don't need any part of that.
Cool. So you say that, Icarus, and some of the Aasimar look up.
Oh no.
Yeah, cool. And you watch as 6 of them panic and just run off into the undead.
Bye!
Can I grab one before it gets through?
Yes, one of the ones that runs past is one next to you where you are. It is near where you are.
Can he go in my direction?
No, make an athletics check to grab it.
I suppose if given the chance, I will also try and do the same. If there is one near me as well.
15.
15. There is not one near you, Pa. 15. You reach out and grab him as he runs past. But he is struggling in your hands and attempting to get out.
I non-lethally knock him out.
Sure, make an attack roll.
There were 36 Aasimar left in the group.
Action. 10.
A 10 does not hit through his armor.
They're wearing armor? My
Yeah, they were all
God.
wearing armor. They came equipped to fight. They're not unarmed and unarmored.
Soldiers of some variant.
Yeah. Is anyone else doing anything, or are we all just watching?
Oh.
I will continue to escort the non-panic.
Yeah, do any come towards like my way?
No, they do not.
No, I'm not.
They-
cast a spell.
Okay.
I cast heroism on the one that I'm holding. He's now immune to being afraid,
There you go. That will do it.
and also gains temporary hit points.
that will help him.
Can't you do
so he-
calm emotions or whatever? Can't you just
No,
like
because I don't have that anymore.
Yeah. different oath.
I know. Yeah, it would be really useful, but I don't have that anymore. Don't worry. Don't look at it. It's not going anywhere, but we are.
So we just lost 5 Aasimar.
4,
Inray
because he rescued one.
is gonna cast.
Oh no, 6 of them fled, and
There?
Eldoran's grabbed 1.
Yep. Let me just check what this is. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which you get 4. Okay.
Ever loving.
Cool. Inray casts a spell as well, and tries to target 4 of them, in the hope that this can at least. So let's just see what happens.
She casts what?
She
spell.
casts a spell.
Oh,
Can I identify the spell?
If you want to use your reaction, roll a Arcana check.
Yeah, I'll do my reaction. Oh god. 2. That's an 8.
8, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. However, one of the remaining 5 locks up in place and is unable to move. Fortunately, the other 3 shrugged it off in their panic. but the one that gets locked up in race steps forward, grabs and pulls back into the group, as if they are currently paralysed, and she doesn't want them running into the thing. Anyone else doing anything, or is that everyone? You're just going to carry on watching, just watch as the 4 remaining.
If I can't grab any of them, then there's nothing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, should we not try and keep going forwards instead of hanging around?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you watch as the 3 remaining who got off, in their panics, run into various forms of undead. And initially, they do well, as they sort of, they are still carrying armor, wearing armor and whatnot. But over time, they're essentially torn apart, as the zombies just suddenly wear them down.
Like that scene from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
They are all Dylan Moran.
Icarus kills 3 Aasimar.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, fine.
Can't be as bad as Late Night, so right?
Yeah, no, it's a small amount to add to his current genocidal total.
But the books I can reclaim. The books are worth it.
All the living things you killed in destroying the forest. Fuck that though. Right, you just want to get the books back.
Forest, the entire thing isn't forest, it's just a part of it. The crater.
As Darek is can't touch this thing his way through the undead horde. I'm gonna cast message.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna send a message to Eldoran and just be like, "What the fuck was that? Get your shit together."
We have a loose-lipped sorcerer.
I recast message. Which one?
I assume you're looking in this way. I'm just like,
Okay.
I see everyone pointing, and I just point back at Darek.
Much pointing. Darek and Erebus, I would like the pair of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Just because of the volume of undead you've got flowing around you, to see whether or not you get hit and attacked by anything.
20, not natural.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Erebus, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage slashing damage as one of them does claw its way through part of your arm. Darek, you I would keep yourself dancing around on your feet and stay out of the reach just of the various zombies around you.
Can't touch this.
You continue moving onwards. Is anyone paying attention to the flying reptilian creature above you?
I will keep an eye on it.
Okay.
No, I'm busy.
I'm slightly more concerned about the Aasimar and the undead, to be honest, at this point.
That's fair.
Although, just when I do get close enough to the group, I think the range is 30 feet on Mage Hand. When I do get close enough to the group, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and slap Icarus across the face.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then just before I get rid of it, it's going to slap him and then give him the finger and then go away.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm actually keeping an eye out behind us to see if anything's trying to follow us through the horde.
Nothing's following you. As you're looking behind, though, Aegis, you do start notice towards where the sounds are coming from, where Blightfall is. There is light. There is a lot of light. You couldn't quite make it out before because you were hidden because of where you were still in the foothills. But there is what looks to be massive bonfires going on tops of various hills, sort of roughly where Blightfall is.
We say bonfires, is this sort of in the same way of, you know, you might have beacons on top of hills so that they can be seen for long distances, and you
Yeah.
do like a string of them to send a message or a warning or something. Is
Yeah.
it that kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, they're not like streaked out. They're all sort of like in a circle
Basically,
around one
like,
place.
Really undead.
Yeah, they've made a lot of light in one place and a lot of noise as well.
Right. Okay.
Well, they did have their ritual burning place, so that might be
Oh
it.
God, yeah, that's right. We forgot to send a message to them last time.
That's because everyone agreed that we shouldn't let them know that we're leaving on the boat and not taking them.
Yeah. Except, well, we're gonna have to think of what excuse we're making as to. Oh yeah, we're just escorting these guys to the river edge.
If I remember correctly, you're actually not going anywhere near the village on the way back.
Yeah, we
You're
don't, so the
circumventing-
village would actually take us out of our way.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So you carry on going. Pa, you're watching this creature. It over time, it stays flapping, watching you for a period, and then it sort of flies lower. And as it flies lower for a period, it disappears, just completely vanishes from sight.
Wonderful.
You watch as essentially parts, especially as it moves closer, it doesn't appear to have a fully corporal form. Parts of it are sort of shadowy wisps and things like that, and as it just sort of passes into the darkness, it seems to almost merge with the darkness that's around. And you continue scanning the skies, look for it, and you spot it off somewhere to your over to your left. It is much lower, and is sort of hovering above a forest, also still looking at you, and just sort of watching and flapping there, just looking over.
Okay. Does it look like it's gotten any closer in that sort of in whatever arc it took?
It is definitely closer, because it's no longer like 700 or so feet in the air. It's not like massively closer. It's probably like 400-500 feet, which would be an element of if it wants to stay watching you, it sort of has to get closer if it's getting lower to the ground. But it's just flapping there, sitting there, watching you move.
Okay.
Yeah. Continue moving. Once again, Darek, Erebus, I would like you guys to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
18.
18, that is fine.
23.
You two, you're both fine, yeah. You keep yourself moving, dodging around. None of the other Aasimar panic. They keep on moving. The one that Inray had paralyzed and thrown over the horse, obviously after a minute that wears off. But Fira moves up to talk to them, and just by talking alone, she is able to keep them calm. But gets them to stay on the horse, has them stay there. Having made a note previously of which ones are most likely to need horse assistance, has now decided that she's going to start implementing that to keep more of her fellows alive.
As we're travelling, should we tie groups together? So, like groups of 5 or 6. So, if one of the people in the group attempts to run, they're attached to 4 people and can't actually go very far.
Yeah,
We don't have
I mean, it
ties or
sounds like a
rope.
good idea, but also sounds like we're just creating an easy snack for a dragon. The dragon just has to grab one Aasimar, and he's got a whole lunchbox of 5. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
he's got his pick.
He bought the multi-pack.
Yeah.
It's a noble idea, but I think it'll end worse than you expect.
He bought his sharer box.
And in the book that I'm meant to have on the plains, does it actually have a picture of the shadow dragon by any chance?
Ooh, does it have a picture of a shadow dragon?
I don't know if it would actually have pictures in the book to describe things. It makes sense that there would be, or at least sketches, but
You know, considering who she was and what she was doing, there probably are vague sketches of things. Yeah. So yes, there probably would be something akin to a shadow dragon. So yeah, if you were also, you might well have actually been watching it as well. Its movements and the way it sort of fades in and out of shadow and whatnot is very similar to the description of a shadow dragon.
Okay. I guess whisper this to my companions. Not
You have
loudly,
message?
but all the Aasimar here. Actually, I use message. Yeah, I've got message.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
you could just send message to everyone individually because no one else can hear it apart from your intended target. So,
Just don't tell Icarus.
it's a shadow dragon.
lads, do we know what this large, shadowy-looking dragon type thing is above us?
Shut up!
I need to clarify
And then we
that
needed
one's
a
a
new
joke.
sorcerer.
Okay, so Aegis.
No.
Mess-
Sorry.
no, go ahead. What were you saying?
Joke. He
Oh,
may
you
be
can-
too fun to die, but he's not too fun to be left on the island.
Not
Probably
too
put the
fun
armor
to be
to test.
fed to the undead.
So Aegis messages each of you independently to say the dragon is a shadow dragon.
Descriptive name.
You're not currently aware of what colour it is.
I guess that does what it
That's
says
Shadowy?
colour.
by the name.
As far as I'm concerned, it's black.
If I remember correctly in the thing.
Can I see its silhouette?
Yeah, you can. If you look over, you can see its silhouette looking over. Yeah.
Can I try and work out what sort of dragon it is with a nature check or something, or a history or a insight? Be good.
Insight.
Insight. I'm really good at that.
No, it's not me. It's insight. You can make your choice of Arcana, History, or Nature. Anyone who wants to look over and study it, because the book does describe a shadow dragon, which most of you at this point have read as a true dragon that has been corrupted by the energies of the Shadowfell.
17 on Arcana.
16 history.
16 History.
22 on Arcana.
Liam, this doesn't get picked up by Hunter's Bane, does it?
No, because it is not a fiend.
That's cool. No, I was just double checking. Okay, what was it? Arcana, History, or what? Sorry?
Or
Nature.
Nature.
Or Nature. Well, these are all going to be +1, but I'll roll anyway. Ha, nope. 6.
6.
That's alright, Shade. You don't really do dragons. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, but I do shadows.
Yeah. So it was a 22 for Aegis. Was it 18 for Darek?
No, 16. I think 16 history. Well, I went
16 for
history instead of.
Oh, and it was a 17 for Icarus on Arcana.
Yeah.
And then Par Eldoran, did you roll? Get anything?
21 history.
21
No.
history. Okay. So the two sorcerers, the paladin and the brogue, can, looking through the various information you've read on things, can identify the shape of the horns, or what you can see of the horns and bone structure and whatnot. That this was once a gold dragon.
Oh dearie.
Wait, hang on, isn't metal good?
Yeah, normally.
Shadow trumps whatever it was before. Doesn't matter what it was before. It's shadow now.
Yeah.
Uh,
You are also able to identify that it is an adult gold dragon, or was it a gold adult dragon, or it is an adult
Well, at least
shadow
it's not
gold
ancient.
dragon.
As Darek is bopping his way through the undead, the song momentarily changes as you look at the dragon to, instead of "you can't touch this," to "please don't touch this."
Don't touch
Okay.
this!
No touchy.
None of the touching.
Don't eat me!
Darek and Arima, so I'd like you guys to make another dexterity saving throw for me, please.
19.
Okay.
Oh, bugger.
Shade's
Oh.
getting eaten.
12. You take 6 more points of slashing damage from zombies smacking into you. But you guys make it across to the other side where the Foothills and Nagba's Cursed begins. As you guys step out of view, those of you watching the Shadow Dragon watches it once again takes off. It doesn't vanish into shadow this time. It flies directly towards the lights.
Okay, that's fine.
And as it flies within range of the firelight, you do watch as parts of it slightly glisten gold, but it is mostly a shadowy form. It is a moving, breathing shadow, and it flies over to them and slowly flaps down to land within the foothills in the center of all of the fire. As it does so, you do notice, because of the lighting and whatnot, there is a figure riding on its back.
Ooh.
Can we tell what race the figure is?
It's far too far away.
It's probably not
So
a
we
dragon.
could have done with Thondrake and his bloody eyes.
It's
Yeah.
probably smaller than the dragon.
Yeah. Or it might be a dragon.
It's a smaller dragon. It's a smaller dragon.
It's a smaller dragon.
Guess what's on that smaller dragon?
Oh, halfling.
Dragonborn friend.
It's dragons all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah, all the way to Dragonborn.
Okay.
And soon
Right. So,
And then on the back of the dragonborn is a little kobold.
And then an alehouse drake sitting on its head.
You guys are stepping into the foothills. What are you doing about the group of zombies that you have with you?
Let's try and lead them
Singing
back
and
once
trying
everyone's
to
through.
dispose of them.
Yes,
Yeah,
should we just fight them?
How many zombies have you acquired?
I think to get everyone through, you probably have about 20 between you.
Oh, that's a lot.
No. Let's lead
Can
them.
we just-
And once everyone's through, lead them back into the group so hopefully they bugger off. Maybe.
Rather than trying to stand in the way, you could just now lead them back and just leg it as fast as you can.
Or maybe ask what's her name to use that light thing.
Can I
so
can
they'll
I
go to
can I can I coordinate with Shade?
Mhm.
And Shade, you can like vanish into shadows and stuff, can't you? No.
Oh.
Okay.
Not yet.
Doesn't have the ability. He's not high enough, monk.
Not yet.
Doesn't someone have Dimension Door?
I could pass the cloak that allows someone to cast Dimension Door. It's not attunement.
If you just turned invisible, you started them chasing you and then turned invisible.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
can't you come over to me and just do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But if I have to get, I'm leading a group. Shade's leading a group. I have to get the whole group, get Shade out of that group, and then so I go over to where Shade is.
Yep.
And merge our groups.
Yep.
I then start being louder and even more hammer pants in order to attract all of their attentions. I get Shade, and I try and get Shade. You may have to just blend your way out, but you just get out.
Because Liam, you said that the group was only following if they were like what 10, 15 feet between you or something, right?
Yes, but you were making lots of noise to attract more, and you've made your way across a massive plain. So some of them would have followed you for a distance and left, but as you've made your way, for everyone that's left, another one has just joined the pack.
Would I be able to outrun it potentially? So they just follow Darek.
I mean, yeah, if you want to
Just
sprint
go run
towards-
it like as far away as possible because they might
You
just lose interest because I'm too far away.
You can certainly sprint forward into the foothills and see what happens.
Um,
Yeah.
Do you want me to try that, Darek?
Yeah, and I'll be
just-
while he's leaving. I'm gonna be as loud as possible.
I'll just
Okay.
try and dash away as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully they lose interest.
That's fine. So you full on sprint into the foothills in front of the group. So yeah, Darek, they all focus their attention on you because you are right there.
I lead them back out into the stream of undead, into the fields of undead, the plains of undead,
Okay.
and then I stop making as many noise, and I stop doing my hammer pants darts, and I let them sort of distribute away till I've got a smaller group, and then I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. That's fine. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me.
Oh boy. 22.
Okay, cool. So yeah, with the combination of moving around and lots of noise and then suddenly no noise, they get a little distracted. That and the sudden the quiet, so they become more attentive to the light again. And you cast invisibility and step away. And as you step away, they head back into their herd and move around. Because you could have moved them in such a way that they don't just walk straight into the group that's behind you and just their way through. But so everyone makes their way through and into the foothills. One of the zombies wanders up to the entrance that you guys have taken and sort of stops and looks across to you and opens its mouth, and a voice comes from the mouth. I thought it would be worth meeting you. You are all so puny, though. Still, I hope you enjoyed my army. I look forward to meeting you again. And then the zombie sort of just wanders off.
What does he mean he met us?
Well, as in
Go
he
and
could
see.
see through the zombie's eyes, I assume.
There was also the figure on the dragon.
The what?
Hey, hold what?
Hey, excuse me?
Let's keep walking, but yes, there was someone astride that previously golden,
Okay, there's a few
now
questions we
wraithed
need to
in
have.
smoke and shadowy dragon.
Gold.
Yeah, wait, what?
Yes,
There-
yes, was definitely gold at one point.
How old was this dragon?
Adult.
Oh,
Well, it was an adult.
Didn't ask it its age.
that's rude.
Judging by size
Oh,
and features.
Let's find a place to make safe camp.
Yes,
Would you-
there's several conversations we need to have, just not now.
Yep. Easy enough, you can find somewhere within the foothills that's a cave. I assume you basically do the same thing you did before. You get everyone inside the cave and you seal the front entrance with lots and lots of rocks.
Yeah,
a little,
well-
a little hole at the top for airflow and whatnot.
Make
And
sure
then,
that there's nothing hiding at the back.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's a clear thing. And get ready to rest and whatnot with 3 less Aasimar than you started out with.
All right.
And we're going to take a quick little break. We will be back momentarily for part 2. Stay tuned.
Woo.